Alrighty, welcome back to another market review for E-mini NASDAQ, and today is Wednesday, September 4th, and we're going to be reviewing the AM session for the ICT Silver Bullet. And jumping right into this, we are currently on a daily chart, and this is what I was looking for going into the day. We did have a strong sell-off yesterday, so I was looking at this as a possible low resistance liquidity run environment for price. But again, we are coming from a Labor Day weekend. Monday was Labor Day. Tuesday, then we finally had, that's the day after. It wasn't really good, but I'm going to show you guys what happened today in particular. And really the main levels, what I was looking for, remember in the last review, we talked about this as a possible draw on price, as this is really clean highs. The market is going to be drawn towards really clean highs and lows, as there's going to be, a lot of buy stops and a lot of sell stops below these levels. And then I also have the C of this level that I talked about before. This could be also a good area that once we, target these buy stops up here, we could see this as a possible reversal option as well. And then in terms of this, I also have these equal lows down here. There's going to be sell stops below these. So the market is in an interesting spot where, we are in this fair value gap here. We touched that, the mean threshold of it. And if we go on the weekly here, let me show you guys, we tapped into this new week opening gap. So if you go on your chart and you go to the 28th and 29th of May and you draw the close and opening price, we can see that price taps right into that consequent encroachment. And not only that, but we also have an order block and a fair value gap. So there's a lot of confluences going on with price, especially for this specific area here. But again, like I said, it all really depends as to how price is going to really react overall. If we're going to be bullish from here, or we're going to respect this bearish PD array, and then we're going to start heading lower into this down here. But again, for this specific trading session, again, I was looking to target this daily order block, but unfortunately we did fall short of it during the AM session. And then jumping into the 15-minute, the only level that I was looking for was this SIBI here. I drew that out and we see that price taps right into it, and then we head down lower for a retracement here. And you can see price, look at how price is respecting, that 50% of the fair value gap, but also the new week opening gap. Something else to note is we were accumulating below that midnight open. The only thing I didn't like was how we were choppy throughout all this price action. So me personally, I didn't engage in today's price action. But all this chop here, it's not really something you want to be engaging in. So it was just really chop around that 10 a.m. opening price and the midnight opening price. So if it was both. So we had an obvious draw right here, as you can see. You have these equal highs here. There's going to be buy stops residing there. People are trying to sell that. Let me put here so you guys could see the equal highs. It's going to be, look how clean these are. Market, what does it do? It accumulates below that midnight open, and we run up these buy stops here, as well as anyone trying to sell and chase this from the previous day. And then jumping to the 1 minute, as we can see here, if I were to take this trade, I'd be targeting, like I said, back to that level with my final terminus being that daily OB. But again, I'm going to show you why it was a little bit tricky going into the day. Here we have this 10 a.m. open, this large down close candle. I don't really like to see that. If we are taking a discount below that 10 a.m. opening price, usually I'd want to see multiple candles, maybe some small, pullbacks here and there, but I don't want to see just price do this. But it's fine. We took liquidity against the contrary side we wanted, utilizing that power of 3. We come up, fair value gap here, we respect that. Price comes up, but again, now we have a new higher high here. And then we also have a breaker here because you have a low, high, lower low, higher high closing above this high. And we see price respecting that, sort of chopping a little bit through it, as we can see here and here. But again, it's like I was saying before, these weeks where you do have that Labor Day weekend in combination with NFP, because we have pre-NFP tomorrow and we also have NFP Friday. So it is a little bit of a tricky spot. That's why we sort of saw a lot of this chopping around. If I draw a rectangle here, you could see that price was just chopping around in this area, really not able to get away from that 10 a.m. opening price. But again, if I were to have entered here, I like the fair value gap respecting there. We have an inverted fair value gap. We see price come up and it respects that as well. Not only that, we have another breaker because you have a low, high, lower low, higher high. And when we tap into it right here. So if you guys draw that out on your chart, last up close candle, As we can see here, we have another bullish breaker. We see price tap into it, but I'm not going to be drawing too many of them. That way we keep the charts a little cleaner. And then after that, we just continue to go up. Price forms an order block. We respect it twice. We also hunt anyone trying to trail their stop losses. We take them out. And then from there, we finally hit the first target that we had here. Like I said before, I really wanted to see that daily order block get tapped. But it's fine. The 15-minute SIBI did its job either way, still providing for a great amount of handles depending on where you entered within this trade here, looking at about 176 handles. Something else to note is the macro starts right here, and we ended up taking out all these buy stops because, again, people are also trying to sell as well. So we took out sell stops here, people trailing up their stops, and then we take out buy stops up here. So all in all, the day, like I said before, a lot of this wonky price action mainly has to do with that Labor Day. We're just coming out of it, and then we also have that NFP Friday. So, I didn't engage in any of this pricing. I didn't like any of it. Usually for these kind of days, I want to see cleaner, bigger, better displacements than what we saw here overall. And now heading over to DXY, seeing what I saw for the dollar for the current day. We talked about previously how I wanted to see this new day opening gap possibly pose as a resistance. And if not this, we could possibly see this SIBI up here, the consequent encroachment of it, act as resistance on price. And we see the price reacting to that new day opening gap rather well and targeting this inefficiency here that we talked about also on the last video. Price is really drawing towards that. And now we have really an interesting scenario where, are we going to see some support from this, BISI here, or are we going to trade lower and go back to the this triple equal low sell side liquidity that we have noted a couple previous videos before? Because I was looking to see if this was going to be taken. But again, it depends. Price could either stop from here, come up, and then we reach into this inefficiency, or we're going to just simply stop punt and go lower. And this was all this uptrend was just to create like a low resistance liquidity run environment. So I hope you guys found this video insightful. Please feel free to leave a like, comment down below, and I'll catch you guys in the next review. Peace.